Over the past few months, people all across Australia have been separated from friends, family, work and adventures just across the borders.
They've affected me school-wise because my school is in Albury but my teacher is in Wodonga, and she's unable to apply for a permit to cross the border because she's a bit out of zone. So lately she has to Zoom into class.
Most of my Australian family live in Sydney, so I can't get to go see them. And my nana can't see her great-great-grandchild who was just born.
Many states and territories have put rules in place, sometimes really strict rules, to try to stop the spread of coronavirus. Victorians have been shut right out of most places after the recent outbreak there. Don't worry, Victoria, we still love you. New South Wales residents are also being kept out of a few states, while Tasmania and Western Australia basically aren't letting anyone in at all. While not everyone agrees, many experts say closing borders is one of the best ways to keep the virus contained, and a lot of state and territory leaders agree.
We've had no community spread now for 131 days. 131 days. And the borders have been a large part of achieving that outcome.
But some say the border restrictions have gone too far in some places.
So we have this situation where there are a large number of states and territories that have had 0 cases and they're not even open to each other.
That was Alan Joyce, the boss of Qantas, and he's been joined by a bunch of other business leaders who say the border closures are too inconsistent and they're taking too high a toll on the economy. Meanwhile, this businessman, Clive Palmer, is taking Western Australia's government to the High Court because he says its border closure is unconstitutional. Australia's constitution is kind of like a rule book for the whole country, and it says that the states aren't allowed to stop people or goods from moving freely around the country. But there are a few exceptions, like if something or someone might be a danger to citizens. That's why you can't take your dog to Tassie unless it's been treated for a certain kind of tapeworm, or your apple to South Australia because you might accidentally bring in fruit flies. And many legal experts say that's kind of what's happening now with coronavirus. It's up to states and territories to make their own rules about how they manage the risk of COVID-19. But the Prime Minister says he'd like to see some restrictions eased, and he wants Australia opened up by the Christmas holidays. So what do you think?
Keeping the borders closed is going to stop more spread of COVID, and it's going to stop the whole of Australia from getting flooded with COVID again.
I also think that it's a good idea because it can stop COVID from spreading, but I think it's annoying because we can't see family members.
I think it's good that the borders are closed because without people moving, the virus won't move and spread to more people. But I really hope they're open to the end of the year because I really want to go see Hamilton and Frozen in Sydney.